Let's cross over now to a journalist based in Israel, Natalie Blenford. Natalie, how are people in Israel reacting to this tragedy or this accident, as Israel are claiming?
Well, first of all, good evening. So I think mixed reactions, a lot of sadness, a sense of disbelief that such a tragic event has occurred. Israeli people do take a lot of pride in their army because the army here is people's sons, people's daughters. Of course, that's the case in every army, but it's an army that does come from a good place. It values life. This is what every Israeli that I have ever spoken to believes. So when there's something like this that happens, there's a lot of sadness. And I think there's also enormous anger. I will say Israelis are very angry with the Prime Minister, who has been leading this country for 6 months in the war and for many, many years before. And people are calling for elections. There's big protests taking place tonight in Jerusalem outside the Prime Minister's residence. People are calling for an election, saying enough is enough. You are not protecting the country. You're not guiding us out of this war. You're not getting our hostages home. And now the entire world hates us. This is certainly how it feels. So people are calling for him to resign or for there to be general elections. So it's not like the people of Israel are ignoring this and saying, oh, never mind. That's not what's happening. There is a reaction here, and it's a bad one, as in people appreciate that it's a bad situation. That's my impression.
Well, we are seeing increased anti-Semitism attacks across the world against Jewish people who have nothing to do with Israel or Netanyahu, which is completely wrong. But why is Netanyahu then stoking the fires? Why is he tweeting Al Jazeera will no longer be broadcast from Israel? Why is he censoring the truth that's happening over there?
I mean, I can't speak for him. Many people in this country would love to be able to understand what's going through his mind. As I say, he's not really a very popular figure here, certainly not with left-leaning people, liberal people, peace-loving people. Many of the people that lived in the southern communities were peaceniks. They were not pro-Bibi kind of people. So I can't say why he's saying that. But there is a feeling here that the narrative is being shaped against Israel in every outlet of Western media. I mean, you know, I can't read. I'm here in Israel, so I don't see as much of it. I haven't been able to, you know, keep abreast of absolutely everything. But just to say, in your previous correspondent just mentioned the numbers of dead people in Gaza, and he mentioned there are 30,000 dead Palestinians. So that might be the case, but what's missing there is any differentiation between terrorists and civilians. And I'm not here to defend Israel's war conduct, but I will say that you have ignored there that about 10,000 of them are terrorists. Of course, the other 20,000 is tragic. And as a human being, I would agree that that's absolutely awful. But there's no differentiation here. And that's why I think the Israeli government is so frustrated with some of the Western media, because they just bandy together all the numbers. It's like those 30,000 Palestinians. That doesn't take into account that some of those are Hamas. And as the IDF spokesperson said last night in his apology video, we are at war with Hamas, not the people of Gaza.
Natalie,
and it's incredibly difficult conditions.
Natalie, you make a good point, but I think people would then argue, are we saying it's okay to kill 2 innocent people to get 1 Hamas terrorist?